Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
Had a couple of people tip me off this fun story out of Pennsylvania. A woman working at a convenience store showed up with a winning ticket, a big winning ticket, and controversy ensued. Both Ed and Jason sent it to me. Thanks a lot, guys. A Pennsylvania woman cannot keep her $4.15 million winning lottery ticket, state court rules, because it wasn't hers, so she can't keep it. This is from PennLive.com. And Matt Miller wrote the story. It's widely reported, though I saw it in several different sources. I was looking for one of the best details, and this is it. The Pennsylvania woman cannot keep the $4.15 million winning lottery ticket because she employed a ruse to get it from the supermarket where she worked. And this is from a state Superior Court panel that ruled recently on this. They found that the store that she worked at is the rightful owner of the ticket, and they get to keep the money. It's an Acme store, where they sell things like rocket sleds and anvils, and coyotes avoid that store. But people who buy lottery tickets apparently go there. The case hinges on how the Acme store in Doylestown handles Pennsylvania lottery tickets that are printed by mistake from the automated terminal that the State Lottery Commission placed in the business. And this is what the judge explains. So we've all been, I assume, in a store that sells lottery tickets. There's different kinds of lottery tickets. There's the scratch-off ones that are pre-printed and all that, but they're the ones where you walk up to a counter and go, I'd like to buy some tickets, and here are the numbers I want. These are my lucky numbers. And so you give them that, and they run it through, and it spits out a ticket. So apparently, if the computer spits out a misprint, there's a process they go through where they say, oh, it's a misprinted ticket. We will hang on to it, and they give the customer a corrected ticket where they will print one properly. And so the misprinted ticket could simply be that the person says, oh, those are the numbers I wanted. And I've seen stores that actually have a sign that says, you must hand us a piece of paper that's got the things filled out on it. Don't tell us the numbers because then we don't want you. So they're anticipating these kinds of problems. It's just, what are the odds that this would happen? So Acme, the store, actually pays the lottery commission for each mistake ticket. They actually pay for them. But if the ticket is a winner, they get to keep it. So somebody walks into the store and goes, give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many numbers it is. And somebody prints it and goes 1, 2, 3. No, I didn't want the 1. I want to start at 2, whatever. And so they say, oh, okay, that's a mistake ticket. They put it aside, but they do pay for it, apparently. So because they pay for the tickets, guess what? They get to keep the winnings. So the $4.15 million mistake ticket was a match 6 ticket at issue in the case, and it was in a pile with other mistake tickets when the woman showed up for work at the store's customer service desk on March 21st, 2019. So this happened now a while ago, but she came into work, and she's bored, and she's looking around, and she sees a stack of mistake tickets. She's flipping through them, and she realizes that one is a $4 million winner. So what does she do? Well, according to the court, she took $10 from her purse and rang up a transaction and bought herself a ticket. And she then did that to make it look like she had bought that ticket. And apparently, I'm guessing, she took the one she just bought and stuck it in the mistake pile. And she then tried to claim the winnings. But what some people apparently don't realize or don't think about is that many of these places that sell tickets have camera surveillance. And I've seen this before on these different shows about ripoffs and scams and so on, where somebody will walk into a store and say, hey, I think I have a winning ticket. And they hand it across the counter. The person scans the ticket and goes, oh, no, that's not a winner. And then they either do the old ticket switcheroo or something. And the funny part is that when the ticket gets sold as a winner, a $4 million winner, the network of computers and the printers that spit these tickets out, they know when they printed the ticket out. So if the ticket was in a stack of mistake tickets when she came into work, and then she prints out a ticket herself and swaps the two, the first thing you're going to notice is, oh, the ticket was printed out the shift before she arrived. How could she have gotten that ticket? So this is not that complicated. So they figured this out by viewing security camera footage. She then tried to claim the winnings, and she appealed to the Superior Court after a Bucks County judge ruled that Acme is the true owner of that winning ticket. The judge who heard this case agreed with the county judge's finding that Acme became the owner of the mistake ticket as soon as it was printed. She found that the woman's argument to the contrary was nonsensical musings that are devoid of merit. When the store cashier in this instance deviated from the Acme procedures that she usually followed, she acted surreptitiously and was not forthcoming about the circumstances of the purchase. Even viewing the evidence in the light most favorable to her, no reasonable fact finder could conclude that she acted with the good faith belief that she was permitted by law or by Acme's policy to give Acme $10 in exchange for $4.15 million. And what the court is getting at there is a concept called summary judgment or summary disposition, we call it in Michigan for some weird reason. And if you file a lawsuit, you go, I've been aggrieved by somebody. I believe they owe me something. I'm going to sue them. And you file a lawsuit. Once the lawsuit is filed, the defendant can do several things in defense of your lawsuit. And one of them is they can move for summary judgment or summary disposition and ask the court to look at the pleadings. And simply by looking at the pleadings, is there anything in the pleadings that makes the case deficient in such a way that it cannot proceed? And that's one style of summary judgment or summary disposition. But another version of it is if the facts are agreed to by the parties, if everyone knows what the facts are, is there anything to try here? Because all trials do is resolve facts, where there's factual disputes generally. So in a case where everyone knows here's what's happened, here's what happened. There's two shifts at the store that are important here. The shift that the plaintiff had and the shift preceding it, okay? A ticket got printed out in the preceding shift that was considered to be a mistake ticket. It went into a pile of mistake tickets that this woman saw when she came into work. She then bought the ticket for $10 and now is trying to claim the $4.15 million. And they have it on surveillance video. And she's saying, I bought a ticket when I got to work, and that ticket means I win this money. Well, the winning ticket was printed before she got to work, so she couldn't have bought it. So either she did exactly what they say she did, or she's mistaken and she did exactly what they think she did. I mean, it's so there's no way that these facts could shake out in a way that she gets to keep the money. There aren't any. So the court's saying, even if we look at the evidence in the light most favorable, and that's a standard. So in other words, the court says, let's assume for the sake of argument, or in Latin, arguendo, let's assume for the sake of argument that everything she says is true. She came into work, put $10 in the register, and she has a ticket in her hand, and it's the winning ticket. We know the winning ticket was printed the shift before she got there. It's not her ticket. She can't buy it for $10. She loses. So that's what the lower court said. That's what the higher court said. Game over. So she does not get to keep the money. Acme gets to keep the money. And that's the way these things work. So weird story. But if you think about the odds of winning the lottery, and we've all heard the stories, you're more likely to get hit by lightning, 3 times today than you are to win the lottery. But you're at work, and there's a pile of, discard tickets that are scrap tickets. And you're flipping through them, and all of a sudden you spot one's a $4 million winner. You can imagine the thoughts that would go through your head, including, could I throw $10 in the register and keep this? And I've known people who worked at stores and handled a lot of change, and they would get coins in the change, like rare coins, silver quarters, silver $50. Somebody comes in and clearly they just raided somebody's coin collection. I've seen that before. I've heard of that before. And I worked at a gas station. Occasionally I would get the oddball silver coin in my change. And occasionally I would take that quarter and break a dollar bill or something and grab 4 quarters, including one of those. I can't imagine the owners of the gas station would have gone nuts if they'd known I'd done that. I don't even know if they'd care. But here the story had an explicit policy on how this worked. And you can bet when it comes to $4.15 million, they're going to enforce that policy. So no, the woman can't keep the ticket. Acme wins. And considering Acme's losing streak with the Coyote, and the Roadrunner. They deserve a win every now and then, right? So there you go. Pennsylvania woman cannot keep her $4.15 million winning lottery ticket because it ain't hers. Court rules. Ed and Jason, thanks for sending it. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law.
If you are working on something you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you.